The Importance of Electric Co-ops, Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, written and narrated by Elizabeth Jeffery. After ancient Greeks discovered electricity, scientists continued their study and experimentation on electricity and its properties. Eventually, man's ability to harness electricity immediately improved the quality of life. For instance, let's flash back to life in the 1930s. Many electrical amenities, such as refrigerators and vacuums, quickly filled homes as they improved the standard of living. Seemingly, life in the 1930s was pretty good. However, the luxury of these amenities, as well as electricity itself, was only available to those who primarily lived in town. On the contrary, farms and rural communities were still living in a much different era. Unfortunately, due to the lack of electricity, rural homeowners did not have the opportunity to own such lavish conveniences. Rather, they lived by the dim light of a kerosene lamp and cooked their meals on outdated stoves. Also, no electricity meant no indoor plumbing. In fact, many families were fortunate to bathe once a week, and that was only after pumping and heating the water to cleanse themselves in the large bucket. In addition, work on the farm was as it had always been, labor-intensive and time-consuming, as everything had to be done by hand. However, life was soon to change, for they too would have electricity pulsating throughout their everyday life. The first federal step forward for rural electrification occurred in 1933 with the Tennessee Valley Authority Act, allowing for transmission lines to serve rural homes and small towns. With the idea of rural electrification growing quickly, President Roosevelt signed Executive Order No. 7037 on May 11, 1935, creating the Rural Electrification Administration. A year later, Congress would pass legislation granting the REA legal permission to begin. However, the REA soon realized private power companies had no interest in bringing electricity to rural communities. They argued farmers were too poor and wouldn't add profit to a company's income. The REA quickly resolved this dilemma with an innovative approach by establishing into an agency that gave federal loans to state and local governments. These loans helped create locally owned electric co-ops that would bring electricity to rural areas. As a result, electric co-ops began to spring up all over the country, bringing life-changing electricity to homes that had been in the dark for too long. The expansion of electricity enabled the farming industry to enter the modern age. Farmers and their families were ecstatic when the lights first came on. Over time, and as finances allowed, electric machinery was incorporated on the farm. Many electric machines, such as automatic milkers, hay loaders, fans, and feed grinders, became commonplace. Electric saws, grinders, and drills not only enabled the quick repair of existing structures, but also the construction of new buildings. Because of these new tools, work on farms became more efficient, less labor-intensive, and increased overall productivity. And, just as important, many tedious and labor-intensive tasks in rural homes were simplified with electrical power. Meals were cooked efficiently and safely using electric stoves, while toasters and mixers aided in food preparation. Further, refrigerators stored food safely for long periods of time, while washing machines provided more time to tend to other tasks. And no longer did housewives have to repeatedly heat their irons on the stove with the purchase of an electric iron. As electric co-ops continued to bring electrical power to rural communities, their efforts also enabled households to invest in radios. This new source of entertainment not only provided immediate access to current national and world events, but also brought families together for an evening of stories. Along with the new electrical amenities that were becoming available to rural homeowners, another major development was in the works. With the development of electric pumps, indoor plumbing finally became a reality. Further, personal hygiene improved and the unsanitary conditions of outhouses became a memory of the past. Farmers and ranchers also utilized electric pumps to irrigate their pastures and fields. Electrical co-ops forever changed the life of rural communities 80 years ago, and they are just as important today. With the invention of wireless and satellite internet, electric co-ops once again took the initiative to offer these modern conveniences to rural areas who were largely unserviced. For instance, WCEC offers wire-hand wireless internet and exceeds satellite internet for a fraction of the cost of what private companies may charge. Another importance of electric co-ops is how they give back to the communities they serve. For instance, many co-ops across the nation, including WCEC, offer their members the opportunity to participate in Operation Roundup. This program works by rounding up every monthly electric bill to the next dollar and then donating the roundup amount to local organizations and charities. Co-op members may also obtain discounts on local and national products and services by making purchases with their Co-op Connections card. The card may be used at a variety of retailers and offers members a great way to save money. Since the 1950s, electric co-ops have sponsored youth to participate in the National Rural Electric Cooperative Youth Tour. This national program allows co-ops to select high school students in their area for an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington, D.C. This trip allows for students to witness memorials, meet state representatives and senators, and develop a greater understanding and appreciation of not only electric co-ops, but also the history of our nation. So what does the future hold for electric co-ops? Given their early mission to bring electricity to rural areas, their continued ability to offer modern technology, as well as their ongoing support of rural communities, we can be rest assured that electric co-ops will continue to bring new technology, opportunities, and services to rural America.